The fear of vulnerability often plays a significant role in relationships, where one partner deeply loves the other, yet exhibits behaviors that may seem counterintuitive, such as ignoring them. When a woman loves deeply, she opens herself to the possibility of being hurt, rejected, or taken for granted. This vulnerability can be both exhilarating and terrifying, creating an internal conflict that influences how she expresses her feelings. And ignoring someone she loves isn't an indication of a lack of affection. Rather, it reflects her attempt to protect herself from the emotional risks that come with love. Love is a powerful force, and the deeper her feelings, the greater the stakes. She may worry about whether her emotions are reciprocated, or if she's opening herself up to potential heartbreak. Vulnerability requires a level of trust that isn't always easy to give, especially if past experiences have left scars. A history of being let down or taken advantage of can leave her hesitant to fully embrace the love she feels. This hesitancy can manifest as distance, as she navigates the complex emotions tied to loving someone wholeheartedly while fearing the potential consequences. In many cases, the act of ignoring can be a subconscious defense mechanism. When emotions feel too overwhelming, she may retreat to create space for herself to process her feelings. This doesn't mean she cares any less. Instead, it's her way of gaining control over a situation that feels emotionally intense. The desire to protect her heart might lead her to withdraw, ensuring that she doesn't lose herself or become overly dependent on the other person. This space is not only for her protection, but also an attempt to bring balance to a relationship that feels emotionally overwhelming. Another factor that contributes to the fear of vulnerability is the societal expectation placed on women to be emotionally resilient while also nurturing. This dual expectation can lead to an internal struggle where she feels the pressure to appear strong and self-sufficient, even when her love for someone makes her feel vulnerable. She might ignore her partner as a way to maintain an image of independence and avoid appearing overly attached. This can be confusing for her partner, who might misinterpret her actions as disinterest, when in reality it's a reflection of her inner turmoil. The complexity of vulnerability also ties into self-perception. A woman who loves deeply may grapple with feelings of self-doubt, questioning whether she's enough for her partner or whether her love will be reciprocated in the way she desires. These insecurities can amplify her fear of being hurt, making her hesitant to fully invest herself in the relationship. Ignoring her partner becomes a way to shield herself from potential rejection or disappointment. For some women, vulnerability feels like losing control. To love deeply is to surrender a part of oneself, and that surrender can feel destabilizing. By ignoring her partner, she may be trying to regain a sense of control over her emotions and the relationship. This isn't about manipulation or playing games. Rather, it's a way to balance her intense feelings with her need for stability and security. The act of stepping back allows her to navigate her emotions on her terms, ensuring that her actions align with her sense of self. It's also important to recognize that vulnerability often requires time to navigate. A woman who ignores someone she loves may be working through her fears and uncertainties at her own pace. Patience and understanding from her partner can make a significant difference during this time. Rather than perceiving her behavior as a rejection, it should be seen as an opportunity to offer reassurance and demonstrate consistency. Showing her that it's safe to be vulnerable can encourage her to lower her guard and embrace the depth of her feelings. Communication is essential in addressing the fear of vulnerability. If a woman feels that she can express her fears and insecurities without judgment, she's more likely to open up and let her guard down. Creating an environment of trust and understanding can help bridge the gap caused by her tendency to ignore. When she feels supported and valued, the need to retreat diminishes, allowing her to fully engage in the relationship without fear. Ultimately, the fear of vulnerability is not a reflection of her love or commitment. It's a reflection of the emotional complexities that come with caring deeply for someone. Her actions may seem contradictory, but they are rooted in her desire to protect herself while navigating the profound feelings she experiences. By offering patience, empathy, and understanding, her partner can help her feel safe enough to embrace her vulnerability, fostering a deeper and more meaningful connection between them. When a woman deeply loves someone but chooses to ignore them, it's often tied to her process of setting boundaries. Boundaries are crucial in any relationship as they help maintain balance and protect emotional well-being. However, establishing boundaries can be especially challenging when love is involved, as emotions can blur the lines between healthy self-protection and overextending oneself for another. By ignoring someone she loves, she might be attempting to enforce boundaries that ensure her needs, identity, and self-worth remain intact within the relationship. One of the reasons for this behavior is her desire to maintain her individuality. Love can be all-consuming, and in its intensity, there's a risk of losing oneself in the relationship. By creating distance, she ensures that her identity remains independent of her partner's influence. This isn't an act of selfishness or detachment. Instead, it's a way for her to protect her sense of self. She might need this space to reflect on her feelings and determine how the relationship fits into her broader sense of purpose and life goals. Additionally, when a woman sets boundaries, she's signaling her values and expectations within the relationship. If she feels that her partner isn't respecting her needs or reciprocating her efforts, she might use distance as a way to communicate this. Ignoring someone she loves could be her way of saying, "I deserve respect, understanding, and reciprocity." She's not pulling away because she loves less. She's pulling away to demand a relationship dynamic that aligns with her self-respect and emotional health. It's a silent but powerful way to assert her worth and reinforce the standards she holds. Boundaries also serve as a way to manage emotional intensity. Love can bring an overwhelming mix of joy, vulnerability, fear, and even doubt. If these emotions become too intense, she might feel the need to step back and recalibrate. By ignoring her partner temporarily, she's giving herself the opportunity to process these feelings without being consumed by them. This isn't about punishing her partner or creating distance for the sake of it. It's about finding balance within herself so that she can bring her best self to the relationship. Her decision to set boundaries can also be influenced by past experiences. If she has previously been in relationships where her boundaries were not respected, she might be more vigilant about enforcing them now. She could be trying to avoid patterns of overgiving, neglecting her own needs, or being taken for granted. Ignoring someone she loves is not a rejection. It's a protective mechanism born from lessons learned in the past. It reflects her commitment to ensuring that her current relationship is healthier and more fulfilling than those that came before. Another reason why a woman might set boundaries through temporary withdrawal is to test the stability of the relationship. Love, while profound, needs a foundation of mutual respect and understanding. By stepping back, she observes how her partner reacts to her need for space. Does he respect her boundaries, or does he push against them? Does he take the time to understand her reasons, or does he make assumptions? These responses provide valuable insights into the dynamics of the relationship and whether it aligns with her long-term emotional well-being. It's also worth noting that boundaries are not just about protecting oneself, but also about fostering a healthier connection. When a woman creates distance, she's allowing both herself and her partner to reflect on the relationship. This pause can lead to a deeper appreciation of each other's needs and desires. It can spark conversations about expectations, communication, and how to support each other better. In this sense, her actions are not a sign of disconnection, but an effort to strengthen the relationship by addressing underlying issues. From her perspective, ignoring her partner is a way to avoid unhealthy dependency. While love involves reliance on each other, it's important to maintain a balance where both individuals feel empowered and autonomous. She may fear that constant availability could lead to her being taken for granted or losing the sense of equality in the relationship. By asserting her independence, she's ensuring that the relationship remains a partnership rather than a dynamic where one person consistently gives more than the other. Furthermore, boundaries help in navigating moments of conflict or miscommunication. If a woman feels overwhelmed by disagreements or unresolved issues, she might use distance as a way to avoid saying or doing something she'll regret. Ignoring her partner isn't about escaping problems. It's about creating the space needed to approach them with a clearer mindset. This demonstrates her commitment to resolving issues constructively rather than allowing emotions to escalate into unnecessary conflict. Ultimately, a woman's decision to set boundaries, even through actions like ignoring someone she loves, reflects her understanding of the importance of emotional health in a relationship. She recognizes that love alone is not enough. It needs to be nurtured within a framework of mutual respect, balance, and personal growth. By taking the time to enforce boundaries, she's not only protecting herself, but also fostering a relationship dynamic that has the potential to thrive in the long term. When a woman deeply loves someone but seems to withdraw, one possible reason is her need to evaluate the depth and intentions of her partner's feelings. She may be searching for assurance that the love and commitment she feels are genuinely reciprocated, and that the relationship is based on mutual respect, understanding, and shared values. At its core, this withdrawal can be seen as a protective measure. Relationships involve vulnerability, and exposing one's emotions without the certainty of reciprocation can feel risky. By stepping back, she creates an opportunity to observe how her partner reacts in her absence. Does he make an effort to understand her needs and emotions? Does he reach out with genuine concern and empathy, or does he respond with frustration or indifference? These reactions reveal a lot about the strength and depth of the relationship, offering her clarity on whether she is truly valued and respected. This process of evaluation often requires her to focus inward, examining her own needs, fears, and expectations. Love has a way of magnifying insecurities and past wounds, and stepping back allows her to confront these emotions without external influence. For example, if she has experienced betrayal or neglect in previous relationships, she might carry those fears into her current connection. Ignoring or distancing herself could be her way of testing whether this relationship is different, whether her partner is trustworthy and willing to invest in her emotionally. Moreover, her withdrawal might be her way of seeking proof of her partner's commitment. Love involves effort, and she may want to see whether he is willing to go the extra mile to bridge the gap she has created. Does he notice her emotional retreat, and does he respond with kindness and patience, or does he dismiss her actions as unimportant or bothersome? These responses can provide crucial insights into the emotional dynamics of the relationship. It's not about playing games or manipulating the situation, but about understanding how deeply her partner cares and whether he is willing to nurture the connection. This period of distance can also help her assess whether the relationship aligns with her long-term goals and values. Love is powerful, but compatibility goes beyond emotions. It involves shared visions for the future, mutual support, and a willingness to grow together. By creating space, she gives herself time to reflect on whether her partner complements her life journey and whether they bring out the best in each other. This self-reflection isn't a sign of doubt in her love. Rather, it's a sign of her desire to build something meaningful and enduring. Her withdrawal might also stem from a fear of settling for less than she deserves. Women who love deeply often have an innate tendency to give and nurture. However, this can sometimes lead to situations where their efforts are not equally matched. If she senses that her love and care are being taken for granted or not reciprocated, she may choose to step back to protect herself from emotional exhaustion. Ignoring her partner in these moments isn't about punishing him. It's about preserving her emotional well-being and ensuring that the relationship is built on mutual respect and effort. In this process of evaluation, communication, or the lack thereof can play a significant role. If she feels her partner isn't open or honest about his feelings, she may feel the need to retreat and create emotional space. This gives her a chance to observe his actions, which often speak louder than words. Is he willing to initiate conversations and express vulnerability, or does he avoid deeper discussions, leaving her feeling uncertain about his intention? Her withdrawal provides a lens through which she can better better understand the relationship dynamics. It's important to acknowledge that this evaluation isn't a one-sided process. While she is observing her partner's actions, she is also reflecting on her own behavior and contributions to the relationship. She might ask herself whether she is communicating her needs effectively or whether her expectations are fair and realistic. This introspection allows her to grow emotionally and better understand what she wants and deserves in a relationship. Her decision to step back may also be influenced by a desire to see whether her partner values her independence. A healthy relationship involves two individuals who support each other's growth without feeling threatened by their autonomy. By creating distance, she might be testing whether her partner respects her need for independence or whether he reacts with possessiveness or insecurity. This test of independence isn't about creating division, but about ensuring that their love fosters personal freedom alongside connection. Ultimately, her withdrawal reflects her commitment to building a relationship that is authentic, balanced, and rooted in mutual respect. She isn't ignoring her partner because she loves less. She is stepping back because she loves deeply and wants to ensure that the relationship is truly worthy of her heart and efforts. This process of evaluation, though difficult and often misunderstood, is a sign of her courage and emotional maturity. It shows that she values herself and her relationship enough to invest time and effort into understanding its true potential. When a woman deeply loves someone but seems to create emotional or physical distance, it often stems from her desire to see the relationship thrive on mutual respect and understanding. At its core, this behavior is not about manipulation or playing games, but about testing the foundation of the relationship. She may want to gauge whether her partner truly values her and whether he is willing to make an effort to nurture the connection. This process isn't a conscious strategy to provoke or confuse. Instead, it reflects her emotional depth and the care she holds for the bond they share. Love can make individuals vulnerable, opening up parts of themselves they might usually guard. For a woman who loves deeply, this vulnerability is especially profound. Her withdrawal may signal her need to protect herself from potential hurt or disappointment. She could be observing whether her partner notices her absence, whether he steps forward to communicate, or if he lets the distance grow. These observations help her understand his level of commitment and emotional investment. Does he show patience, concern, and willingness to bridge the gap? Or does he retreat into indifference or frustration? These moments of distance provide clarity about the dynamics of the relationship and the strength of their connection. In the realm of love, actions speak louder than words. While verbal affirmations of love are significant, consistent effort and attentiveness are often more telling. A woman who chooses to pull away temporarily might be seeking reassurance that her partner values her, not just in words, but in his actions. When someone is genuinely invested in a relationship, they make an effort to close the emotional or physical gap. Whether through kind gestures, honest conversations, or simply being present, these actions convey a partner's dedication to the relationship. For her, these signs are essential indicators of how secure and supported she feels in the partnership. This process of creating distance isn't just about observing her partner, it's also a period of self-reflection. A woman who loves deeply often wants to ensure she is building a relationship on a foundation of equality and mutual effort. By stepping back, she allows herself time to consider whether her needs are being met and whether she is being valued for who she truly is. She might reflect on whether the relationship aligns with her values, goals, and long-term aspirations. This introspection is vital because it helps her gain clarity about what she truly wants and whether this connection supports her emotional and personal growth. Furthermore, her decision to distance herself might also stem from a desire to maintain her individuality within the relationship. Love can sometimes blur boundaries, making individuals feel as though they must sacrifice parts of themselves to keep the relationship intact. However, a healthy connection respects and nurtures individuality, allowing both partners to thrive as independent beings. Her withdrawal could be her way of ensuring that her autonomy is respected and that the relationship fosters her growth rather than limiting it. She might be seeking confirmation that her partner values her independence and supports her personal journey alongside their shared bond. Her actions could also reflect her fear of settling for less than she deserves. Women who love deeply often give wholeheartedly, pouring their time, energy, and emotions into the relationship. However, if she senses that her efforts are not being reciprocated or appreciated, she might step back as a way to recalibrate the balance of the relationship. This isn't about withholding love. It's about preserving her self-worth and ensuring that the connection is built on mutual respect and effort. By creating space, she sends a clear message. Love should be a partnership, not a one-sided endeavor. In the midst of this withdrawal, her partner's response becomes a critical factor. If he reacts with understanding, patience, and a willingness to address her concerns, for her, these moments are not just about testing the relationship, but also about fostering growth and understanding on both sides. Her actions might also be a response to her own past experiences or fears. If she has experienced heartbreak, betrayal, or neglect in previous relationships, she might approach love with caution, even when her feelings are strong. Her withdrawal could be a way to protect herself from potential pain while simultaneously seeking reassurance that this relationship is different. In this process, she might also be seeking spiritual or emotional clarity. For many, love is not just a physical or emotional connection, but a spiritual journey. She might be praying or reflecting on whether this relationship aligns with her faith or purpose. This introspection helps her determine whether the relationship is meant to be a part of her life's path. Her withdrawal in this context becomes an act of seeking divine guidance and wisdom. Ultimately, her decision to create distance is not about pushing her partner away, but about ensuring the relationship is rooted in authenticity and mutual respect. It's a reflection of her deep love and commitment to building a connection that is strong, genuine, and enduring. By stepping back, she allows space for growth, understanding, and the strengthening of their bond, ensuring that the relationship is built on a foundation of trust, love, and shared values.